In today's video, we're unboxing another PC game from my collection and reliving a bit of that old school DOS gaming magic. The game is the Lost Vikings. It was released in 1993 and it was developed by Silicon and Synapse and published by Interplay. It came on a 3.5 floppy disk and the system requirements were an IBM or Tandy computer with at least a 386SX CPU running DOS 3.1 or higher. It supported Sound Blaster or compatibles Media Vision Pro Audio Spectrum, Roland MT-32 and general MIDI modules. It also supports the Gravis Gamepad. It mentions that there is no on-disk copy protection, but the installation actually does have copy protection and you'll need the manual for that, as you'll see in a minute. It also includes a free poster, but I have no idea if it was included in every release. On the back of the box, there's a bit of the backstory about the characters, Baliog, Olaf and Eric, with some VGA screenshots of the game. Okay, let's open it up and see what's inside. There's an inner box with the Interplay logo, their address, and what looks like a phone number on it. It's a very nice looking box and they probably use it in several other games. Okay, first we have one 3.5-inch floppy disk labeled Startup Disk, and that's all you need to install the entire game. You can see here the label has some stains from the glue, and that's a very common thing, like on Atari 2600 games. Next up is this very nice looking manual, and we'll get to that in just a second. This is the registration card from Interplay Productions. It has a nice thank you note and this form asking all kinds of details about your PC. Very common back then. Okay, let's take a look at the poster. And there they are, the 3 Lost Vikings. It has a really nice art. Okay, let's take a look at the manual. It includes the backstory of the Vikings, the installation instructions, the game controls, and it also includes a section for the Gravis Gamepad, which I'll be testing in this video as well. It also has a section for the items in the game and how to use the inventory. Then it has profile pages for the 3 Vikings and the description of their abilities, along some funny notes about their personalities. There's also a page where you can write down the passwords, but I made a copy of it to preserve the manual as original as possible. It looks like I didn't get too far last time I played it, but I did finish the game some years ago. The game supports the Gravis Gamepad, and I actually have one in its original box, so I figure I'll give it a try and see how it feels. It comes with this little stick you can attach to use it like a joystick, but I'm not going to use that. You will still need to use the keyboard while playing the game, for example to switch between characters, items and other commands. I'm going to test 3 different music options with this game: the OPL3, the Roland SC55 Mark II and the Roland MT-32. Alright, so let's install the game. I always enjoy this process, it brings back memories. Okay, let's see what's on the disk. It has an executable, which is the installation file, and a compressed file that contains everything else. Okay, first let's change the directory of the game. I always create a games directory where I install all my games, just to keep the hard drive organized. As you can see, it takes a while to read an entire floppy disk. Now we need to set the sound card, and remember I'm going to be switching between the Sound Blaster and the Roland MIDI modules. And here is the copy protection I told you about, and you have to find that word in the manual and type it in there. Okay, so the setup is complete, and let's run the game. Okay, so I think the music on the Roland modules was a bit heavy on the orchestration, to the point where it could get a little annoying, but I really enjoy the gameplay. It has some nice challenges that aren't too hard, and it's very addictive and fun to play. Let me know what you think of this game in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.